Hey guys, George Elias here of George Elias Presents. And today I'm going to be talking about One Shot. So, One Shot is a film that stars my older brother Renee, and it was filmed on this, my GoPro 5. Yes, I still have this thing. I still love this thing. You know, I mean, it's a very, I consider it a very neutral uh, GoPro as opposed to other ones. Are there more advanced ones now? Absolutely, duh. But this one just is good. You know, it does exactly what I needed to do when I needed to do it. That night, I just started messing with it, and this idea hit me. Um, and I had like a gun, a fake gun prop thing, and I told my brother, you know what, let's do it. Let's just go film something. Of course, he's like, sure, let's go. You know, my brother's always down to do it, and thank you for that. Love you, bro. So One Shot's a story, deja vu, where you feel like you've seen something or lived something. It's kind of like that. Premonitions also. It's like a mix of that, kind of like premonition combined with uh like foresight and seeing sight, whatever, seeing things. And I don't know, it's just this idea hit me, and I filmed it entirely on this GoPro, which is why everything in it you'll see is in focus. There is no depth of field because GoPros don't really have depth of field. But that doesn't necessarily make it a bad thing. You know, people think that in order for it to be cinematic, it has to have a depth of field all the time, blurry background. Not necessarily true. I mean, Wes Anderson sometimes does films where everything is in focus. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just something I wanted to do. And GoPros, I love these little guys, and they're always marketed as action cameras. But I don't like I use them for everything except action cameras. And if you want to know about my relationship with these things more, check out my video. It's called My Life with GoPro. I will put a link to that in the description. So One Shot was fun. It was done very, very, very quickly. Literally all done in one night. We got there. I had the basic idea. We shot it all in about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, I want to say. And it was mostly because I couldn't find a parking spot that night, I remember. Uh, so yeah, I went home, downloaded the footage from this thing to my cell phone, put it together, put some sound effects, and because that night the lighting was just all over the place. I chose to do it in black and white because one, I love black and white because one, it's just easier to color grade, especially for me because I'm a colorblind filmmaker, so it's very difficult. So black and white is great. You know, some of my favorite films are in black and white. I just feel, I don't know, black and white gives it kind of a timeless feel. You know what I mean? And when I'm watching a film, whether it be independent or feature or Hollywood budget, I guess, short or feature length, doesn't matter. I want it to feel like a movie. I don't want it to look too realistic and too pristine because then it's like I feel like I'm just watching the making of or the behind the scenes. I want it to feel like an experience. You know what I mean? And I like that. I'm very much about story and very much about uh, themes and character progression and things like that more than how many Ks the camera is or special effects or the CGI. I care more about the character story, depth in the stories. Anyway, long story short, it was fun. Met up with my brother, bought this GoPro that night. Um, Decided, screw it, let's do it. And we put One Shot together, and it was a blast.